Indian counterpart of Heru that came in the flesh and walked among their people, and that particular section of the native indigenous people of that particular part of Tennessee around those mounds. And his name was Thunderdog. He's also Obatala in Europe, and he was also, which is a form of the Christ figure, and he was also Heru, which Heru, one of the forms of Heru and Awas, the same number, 418, is identical, so Awas is a form of Heru, so therefore when I put the book in there, I did invoke Awas, but I invoked him in his angelic Indian counterpart based on the time frame and where we were at that time. He came as Thunderdog. He said that he was responsible for killing those crackers down in Alabama. Remember when the tornado came through the church about a month ago, the hurricane, and killed them people? He was responsible for that. To let you know how powerful he was. We was on their mounds, and when we did what we did, we blacked out the entire town. The town of Pinson, which is outside of Jackson, we blacked out the entire town. That's how powerful this thing that was going down. They had one black guy from Jacksonville that said was an old spirit. And they gave him, they said they were going to give him a present, and when he left, they had actually literally gave him a feather from the spirit world manifested in his hand, and he had the actual feather. You see. You know. So this is the juice that went on. The next week, no, well, I think it was the same week I think that Monday, because that was on a Saturday. That Monday, by the time they got back, John and Brother Baba Beige and Seti One and a group of people went down to Florence Jackson and did an actual ritual and a ceremony that Monday, because they told him to meet that Monday night, because the Brother John and I speaks to him. And immediately Baba Beige a mothership came, and Baba Beige was able to enter the mothership. Now, anybody know Baba Beige, who is the brother that is over Florence Jackson, or one of the helpers of Florence Jackson's and all that? He's a yoga master. So therefore, and I think Baba is in his 40s or something, but he's unbelievable. He can do most things that most young people can't do. He can do with this yoga. So he was able to enter the mothership. And he saw the Honorable Elijah Muhammad on the mothership and the other group of black people and stuff. And on the mothership. And also, Sister Seti, Brother Seti One, his wife Arset, entered also too. She entered also too, and she saw the same thing. So now this is all actually showing us about the juice. Now the stuff that I'm talking about here, we can't get from books, because this is the stuff, the spirit that is happening among our people at this particular time. Now one of the lessons, they said that one of the lessons that we needed to learn was the lessons in love. And what you needed to do was, you need to take that spear that you got, and everybody that you love in your family, your friends, and everybody that you hate, now that's the key. You need to hit them with that bolt of lightning for love. Everybody that you hate. Because, see, the initiation is, brothers that did you wrong, them the brothers that you got to hit in the head with that love. Send them that love, you see. And everybody that you hate, that's for the initiation that you got to do. And so they say this was a lessons in love. Anybody, I mean the most hideous person, and I had one of the most hideous people. I hate to even tell you, he was the dialectical opposite of what I was. But I had to send him that love, and everybody who had got over on me within the last couple of months, you know, time heals all wounds. You could forget somebody that got over on you 10 years ago or 5 years ago. We talking about the recent things of people who did you in. You got to send them that love. Also, negative thoughts and feelings that people send your way are either just getting mad. You must say the words, move by, or move on. One of those two. I believe only in God, who is divine. What is it? Divine. Oh, hold on. Who is all divine everywhere manifested. That's it. Move on. I believe only in God, who is all divine everywhere manifested. This is something to get this particular energy off of you, because these negative thoughts and all this type stuff will bring you down. Remember, he who makes you mad is your master. You see, so don't get mad at the white man, and damn sure don't get mad at some of these brothers out here, because they're your master. You see. So these are some things and some lessons that we had to learn based on this particular thunderdog, which is on the scene now. So when you write that list out, you're going to actually get the juice and put it on the actual altar also. Also, they said that you need to, and I know this is going to hurt because I know black people, and they love to do all this praying. They said that you need to stop praying to them all the time because they're sick of, you're supposed to be the Elohims and the gods like they are. They're just your cousins that didn't get trapped. And you praying to them like you're a lesser person. They say they don't want us to pray no more. Now, this is not talking about the average Joe Blow, but you're supposed to be the people on the frequency. So they say that they don't want us to be praying all the doggone time. You see. They say, just say, be, if you want something, say be and it is. You see? And will it into existence. Just be and it is. And don't worry about it. And I tell you, this stuff is working like this. You know how finance, if I don't give a doggone, some time of the week you're going to worry about something financial. That's just the way it is in America. You're going to worry about something financial, and the cracker going to keep sending the bills. And number one, you ain't going to never get out of the finances. You ain't going to never have no good credit. You understand what I'm saying? And you ain't going to never have no balanced budget. So what's the deal in worried about it? You know what I'm saying? So they said when you worry about these things, you manifest these things. So what you do is just, you got the hookup, you got the juice. If you say you believe in this God and you've been praying all these years in church, now God manifested himself, whether it be Thunderdog or AWAS or whoever. You know what I'm saying? And he's manifesting himself, then you're supposed to bear witness. And that's the thing. That's the thing they're saying about you. They say, for those who do not know, I will not chastise you. But those who do know, you know how that goes. For whom much is given, much is required. Now, you have accepted this knowledge. So, therefore, when it comes down to when your life is being threatened or your life is being financially threatened, you're supposed to put your faith in what you say. Look to nobody but your own self. Now, the thing, I'm not trying to give you another doggone God. You can sit up here and worship Thunderdog and all. Thunderdog is an indication of who you are inside of you. So they say, look for no God other than yourself, because ye are gods. But the whole key is that they want you to stop praying to them and put your faith in what is going down. You know that you're the Elohims, and you know that the brotherhood and sisterhood got your back. Now, I want to speak on this a little bit. Do you understand the magnitude of what we talking about here? That you, brothers, that you are a part of the brotherhood. Can you understand that? If we talk about the Elohims in heaven, and we've gone through looking and praying and hoping this stuff all the time, and who would ever know that late in the game in 1994, the people who were chosen are you. You. I'm telling you straight up. And they say more and more the people are being called forth to take their place among that 144,000 of the light bringers and the representatives, and that's nobody but you. So you don't have to be worried about getting scared anymore about anything that's going on, because they saved the best for last. And remember now, y'all hooked up with the brotherhood. You understand what I'm saying? And all you got to do is acknowledge in your mind that you hooked up with the brotherhood, and you ain't got to worry about nothing. They're going to take care of the ones that's tapped into the frequency, because the simple fact that they can't afford to lose you, because you're the ones that know what time it is. And the time is now. You see what I'm saying? So one of the main things why they were saying that we must get out of this particular worshiping and begging. It ain't prayer, it's straight up begging. You know, just straight up begging, and look only to yourself in a spiritual vessel, you see. Not a mundane level, because all the mundane bull jive, you know, because most of the people in the mundane level, they're doing all the politics, and they're doing all the foolishness because they still believe in this white man system. It's the same thing. It's the same thing that's not doggone it. We didn't even know about no Mandela until the white man gave it to us in about 1985. We didn't even know who he was. I grew up not knowing who no Mandela was. That was somebody that the white man gave to us in 1985. Now, they talk about him being this particular prisoner of war, prisoner of apartheid, and they released him, and they got about 100,000 prisoners of apartheid that's still in jail right now rotting. But remember, he was one of them elite bourgeoisie Negroes, and they understood that they could not go on oppressing a group of people and being dominant over a group of people as far as ruling them on a political structure on and on. So what they had to do was they had to put their puppet in place. You see what I'm saying? They had to put their puppet in place, and we know that's the reason why Winnie Mandela and them didn't make it, because she was a warrior down with the real deal thing, putting the tires around these buffers and burning their behinds. But see, now all of a sudden, we jumping up and down, and guess who was the first niggas to run to his aid? Coretta Scott King is standing beside him. Now that ought to, right there ought to let you know that he ain't number one of them civil rights all-stars too, you see. And so the whole 9 yards is, and you need to get that tape, Steve Coakley talking about the civil rights all-stars, he called them, and all, and so now all of a sudden now Mandela is going here, and we all jumping all up, and they thinking something gonna break. All that is, man, is they got them a new nigga in town, and they don't have to sit up here and be the doggone front man no more. But we know if you ain't got no economics, a vote don't mean nothing. We got one, we the votingest people in the world. Get to the streets and vote, and we don't have nothing. So now we are the examples that that stuff don't work. So all they doing is going through the early 1970s, the stuff that we fell for. You know what I'm saying? Give a few niggas some token dimes and stuff, but they still own all the diamonds and all the other stuff. And what's the name is in command with them. So that Mandela stuff don't mean nothing. But our people are still looking for the political and the mundane and all that. Now, because I see some of the brothers that say so all in the spirit. I see them talking about dealing with the spirit and dealing with these particular gods, and the next minute I see them walking around with a damn sign protesting something. Trying to be in the system. You know what I'm saying? That ain't working. Number two, I'm going to be frank with you. Anybody that walk out of here tonight and go put on a suit and go to church tomorrow, you don't get it. I'm going to be frank with you. You say what you want. I don't give a dog on what you say. The church ain't nothing. If you want to find God, he ain't in the church. He everywhere but ain't in the church, and I'll let you in on a little secret. He ain't in the church. Look. I'll let you, and that is an insult to your divine intellect since you have got on the frequency. People come up and say, now I'm just coming, I'm searching. That is an insult to see a black man that stand up there and holler in your damn ear for 3-4 minutes. That's an insult. But the key to that whole thing, I'm going to tell you how much your spirit is going to see. Most of us haven't tapped into the spirit. Most Christians' prayer don't even hit the ceiling, let alone get to heaven. Now, the key to this whole thing is when I went to New York, I have lectured everywhere. Places like this, all kind of places, in storefronts and all this. And I always get the spirit. But the first time I went to New York, I went to Brooklyn back in March. I went to New York to lecture in Brooklyn. I went in, and I was lecturing at the house of the Lord. Well, they had the black Jesus Christ on the thing. You know how it is. But, you know, all the Uncle Tom Negroes, is, you know, the ones that, you know, they done got with the abstract thing. You know what I'm saying? They want to learn their history so they can get around white people and say, I'm the pharaohs and all this. But they're not going to really get down with nothing. You know what I'm saying? You don't never really see them on no real revolutionary things. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? But some of them, you know, all of them, the whole abstract thing is a whole elitist thing. They said when they first started it, they wanted it to be something that the masses were supposed to come in, too. But it kept on being an elite thing. You see what I'm saying? But anything, this particular church, it was all run by these bourgeoisie Negroes and all that. It don't make a difference about no black Jesus Christ. They're still preaching that madness there every damn Sunday. You know what I'm saying? They go to heaven and walk all over heaven, put on your shoes and walk all over God heaven and drink milk and honey every day and go to sleep on a damn cloud somewhere. You know what I'm saying? But the whole key was, so now when I went in there, I started doing it, and usually I use the Creator's energy. I use the spirit energy, and it all goes fine. That day, I couldn't use the spirit energy because there wasn't none there, and I had to use my energy. And even though I came across good to them, because a lot of the stuff was new information, you all had heard a lot of things, and I came across good to them, I had to use my energy. I had to keep fighting and trying, and for 2 hours I had to work like a dog to present stuff that normally just flows, and I have a good time with. And then I thought about it, I said, wait a minute. Oh, now I see. I'm in the house of the Lord, where God is not, and where our people are on Sundays every packed and giving all their money. So don't walk out of here and go to... If you're really ready to make a stand for your liberation, get out of the place that got your people dead, and that is the church. I'm sorry, but that's just the way it is. It's just no way you can justify it. And there ain't no way that they're going to sit up here and teach them this kind of liberation message, and they have been teaching the people 30, 40 years that other bull jive. They're not going to buy it. You got to come out of that particular center. And the reason why I'll let you know something, look at this. My brother went down to a Yoruba priest in the Yoruba village down in South Carolina. African village. Went down to a Yoruba priest. He saw this strange-looking building. He said, "What's that over there?" He said, "Oh, that used to be a church. When the black people first got out of slavery, they went into that church, and some people was doing Vodun on one end of the church. Some people was doing Yoruba on one other end of the church. Some people was doing some other religion from Africa on the other end of the church, and they was really getting it on." He said they would worship that way every day, week, and nobody disrespected the other person's religion. And so the white man found out what they was doing and said, we got to stop this, and built them one of them same old churches that you got in your neighborhood now, and made them all get out of that church and go to this church, and it's been that way ever since. So that ought to let you know that was set up to keep us in this doggone ignorance. So don't go to no particular church and no kind of thing like that, no, because we are the people that's on this particular frequency. Now, as I said, that the Siggy ceremony of the Dogon that repolarized Saturn and Jupiter was done on the 23rd. And we went through our little bit of Siggy ceremony to make sure we got some juice too, or the black people over here. So at Florence Jackson, the next night, on that Monday night, which was also one of the days of the current of the Siggy ceremony, which was still going on, we went through our Siggy ceremony and took ourselves to Dogon, to Mali, in Africa, in West Africa. We went to the Dogon and put ourselves in the circle and put the motherships over the place and sewn up. When we did it, the brother that was a seer was there saying we was actually went there, because we did the ceremony and we did all this. So in actuality, when we did that, that means that we got the juice now, and now we are ready for the extraterrestrial federation. And this is what time it is. So this Siggy ceremony is already going on, and Jupiter and Saturn is repolarized, which means the black people conditions is ready to change based on black people understanding what time it is, and you brothers and sisters are the ones on the frequency. Now, another thing, I went to Jacksonville, Florida. A brother said that I was going to rise in Jacksonville, Florida. So I went to Jacksonville, Florida, did this lecture, 2 weeks ago. And that night, I got into bed at the brother's house, because I went to see brother and the sister, they young brother, sister, 26. And they had a place laid out. He a fireman down there, and they getting people on the frequency. And that night, my kundalini, I started burning up and stuff, and my kundalini rose up. And I started burning up and all that, but it rose. What the kundalini does is, it rises gradually to get your body prepared. It might rise up and open up a certain amount of cells and glands, a certain point, but it won't rise all the way, because you can blow up, and, if it rises and that stuff ain't open up, you can, eternal combustion and shit, you can just blow up and stuff, and all right. And there's a book on how people just burn up because of this cosmic energy. So it rose to a certain point. I woke up, and the ships was right over the house, but it was funny, because when we was there, the ships, we see outside, and anybody can look up in the sky and see the ships. I'm quite sure everybody's seen the ships now. What you see as stars is close down are actually ships. Well, this time the ships came down about as tall as this roof. I mean, they were down, and we was looking at them and all, and I was saying, man, something gonna happen here tonight. And my kundalini rose. Now, when I got back, to come to find out, but when I was there, they had all called to my attention that Jacksonville, the river, the St. John's River, is the only river that runs upstream other than the Nile. So in actuality, it is the Nile Valley counterpart of this particular Western Hemisphere. And so, and also, I think Brother said it one found in a part in Gerald Massey where he talks about the same river being a part of the doggone Nile. And so it runs upstream, just like the Nile, which is also the same thing what the Moors been telling you the whole time, that this whole thing was all one, and it ain't just Egypt. It's all of this, baby. You know what I'm saying? This is just as much the same Egypt as the one over there. Because if you read Horus on the double horizon, they say that Horus is on both horizons, Heru, the south, the east and the west. So we know that the west was that much Kemet too. And Jacksonville, now we have located, is this Nile River. But it's only one key thing. They pollute the river. Because once I got back and the Sister Maya started channeling, she said, yes, it is the Nile River. And she said, even to drink out of that water will rise your kundalini. And just being in that area, if you conscious, would raise your kundalini. So what they do is they pollute the actual water. and then they keep an amount of consciousness out. Honorable Elijah Muhammad came to Jacksonville, Florida, and he said that the people will never rise here. Told them that in the 60s. And they pollute the river, and they say they got brothers from Atlanta come down and be selling books in the malls, and the people be like, get that black shit out of my face. That's how lost they are. But you do have a great deal of people on the frequency. You can't keep the guards down. But you have more here and more in New York than you would have in a place like that. So now, they keep an amount of consciousness out, and they got a real racist thing, and they keep the black people at a certain level. And the reason why they do that is because of this particular river. Because, you know, everything is Masonically in order in America, period. In the deepest South all the way to England, or New England, excuse me. So what they do is, everything being Masonically coded, or Masonically organized, they keep the people down because they understand that particular river. Now, if you conscious, and the more conscious you get, even by it being polluted, your stuff would rise. So when I went down there, my Kundalini rose, you see. And so these are some things that's going on that is also bearing witness on what the Moors have been telling us the whole time, that it ain't all just about Africa. It's the whole 9 yards. And this was bearing witness to this particular thing too. Now, I met a white boy outside of Avalon Bookstore. That's on the far road up in Buckhead. It's a metaphysical bookstore. Now, I met this white boy. I met this white man out there. The reason why he was out there is because one night the ship was out there. Now, I've been seeing the ships for the last year. But I said, I'm just going to try something. I called the white boys out the store, a boy named Larry and another guy. I called them out. I said, look. I said, that's the ship. Now, to let you know the white people own stuff more than we are, I showed him the ship, and as a result, they have had triple business because white people have been coming to their store just to see the ship. And it's out there every night at 7 o'clock. And it disappears at 9. They've been coming. So at this time, masses of them. So at this time, there was 2 UFO people that follow UFOs was out there. Now, you know, they got their whole UFO organization out in Chamblee at the Chamblee Civic Center. They be inviting people out. We went out there one time, and you were allowed to go out there and partake into what they're doing and stuff. And some of y'all need to go sometime in the future just to get some secrets or wherever. But anyway, if they got some, if they wear you in there, they're gonna give you the same old alien thing, I guess. But they might if there's 1 or 2 of you, they might just go ahead and drop with it because time is drawing near for them. So now these 2 white men was out there, and so and just so happened I pulled up at the store, and the guy said, I'm so glad you here. He said, we got 2 people out there, they want you to show them the ship. And they was out there, and the guy was like, yeah, that's the ship, all right, it's pulsating. And I showed him, that's the ship too, yeah, that's the ship. So, you know, they wasn't like us, where you got to come, oh, that's the evening star, that's Venus. That's, you crazy, that's the doggone star. The white people was like, oh, yeah, that's the ship. So the white man started talking. He said, yeah, I've been abducted, and they put a microchip in this leg and a microchip in that leg. He said, I got the one out of this leg. He said, but the one in there still. I said, what is it? For something for you to, so they can monitor you? He said, no, this to straight up kill my ass. He said, this to kill me. He said, no, this to straight up kill me. Yep. And so I said, to kill you? He said, yeah. So I said, he said, once this one dissolves at a certain time, it get in my blood system, I'm dead. I'm a dead man. I'm dead. He said, but I got the, so he said, but the reason why they want to kill him is because he said that they've been coming down and they've been putting all kind of crystallization and all kind of stuff in white people. All kind of genetic implants and stuff in them. So he's been going, he's like the doctor to them. He's been going and getting this stuff out of them. By using these crystals and this stuff, he's been getting this particular stuff out of them. So they said, okay, we're going to kill you then. So they got the thing in, and he can't get it out of this leg. He got one out, he can't get it out. He said, yeah, it's going to kill me. You know. So now, the whole deal with that is, what came to me in the spirit was, number one, because we have a genetic blueprint that say we are the gods of the universe, and we are from a certain point in origin in space, and we're terrestrial people more than just an earthly people, but we run this universe once we get our gods back, and everybody waiting on us. Because of that, the other people, the other alien forms are not prohibited to come in here. They are prohibited to come in here and mess with us. See what I'm saying? They cannot, by a universal cosmic law based on the brotherhood, they can't come in and mess with us and also indigenous people of this planet. That's why you don't, only UFO stuff we get is usually for healing, or usually for some kind of message, or usually for lift-up type stuff. But never for what you saw, if you saw the movie Fire in the Sky, where they got a white man sitting there with his whole gut ate out, and all of them dying and stuff. The reason why they have been getting abducted by the thousands is because they don't have a blueprint. They are, by law, they are free real estate for anything to come in and operate on and do anything they want to do. Just God help their soul. And that's the 20% of them. 20% of them they can't do it with. They can lift them up. And some of those people they lift up and they write books about the spiritual manifestation that they have. The 20% that have melanin, which ain't white people. But the ones that are straight up mutants, they can come in as like free scrap metal. They can come in as just like a car. They can take parts back. They can take genes back. They can take glands back, and they can do anything. Or they can implant. Some of them they give their babies so they can have it. Because remember now, because they're lifting this planet up. That's lift up for people from the other universe. Say, well, man, we can get lifted up too. So we need to get to the earth because this is Project Lift Up for the Earth. That's why you go read the book Other Tongues of the Flesh. They say they lift up one planet at a time. And right now the Project Lift Up is the Earth. So all the people, other planets that want to get lifted up in somewhere or far off in solar system, they come here. So what they do is they have been coming and they have been implanting, some of those aliens have been implanting themselves into the white women's body. So they can have these babies, you see, and get lifted up on the earth plane and stuff. But see, some of them, what they have been also doing is they are free real estate, so white people are like scrap metal. They can do anything they want to do with them. Take parts back and all of this. One other thing they do is they get in the body and they wear the body like a spacesuit. And they walk around and they communicate. So they actually snatch the body. So that's a living, it's supposed to be the living dead, but it's not the living dead. It's an actual another alien soul that take that body and get in that body and wear that body like a spacesuit. And so now what they do is once they snatch that body, if that body, that physical body, conks out on them like a car, it's like driving a car. If it conks out on them and that body ends up in an operating room, then they throw that gas out there and knock all the doctors out in the room to escape. And that's what you've been seeing on those things that have been going on in the operating room, where them people are all falling all out. And they escape that particular way or whatever type way of doing it. That's alien stuff that is going on with this particular white people, and they are abducted them by the thousands. You see, they abducted them by the actual thousands. So now these are some things that's actually going on at this particular time. So now what we're saying is the time is actually now. We don't have a lot of doggone time as far as how bad can the thing get. You see what I'm saying? How bad can the time get? This stuff is happening, and you are the people that's actually on the frequency. Remember, Lucifer means light bringer. And you can only bring light not unless you have the black dot. So you are that particular white man's Lucifer. Melchizedek, they call, is also the solar phallic Lucifer, and Melchizedek is the Most High God. He is the physical embodiment of what God could be is in the walking flesh if he wanted to take that form, which is the Most High God. So the triple blackness of space and this melanin is the actual devil to the actual white man. And so now I want to close out because I always have a problem where I can't get enough. I promise myself this time that I'll do some question and answers and a good bit. So I want to close out and I want to give some question and answers right now. So you all go ahead and we're going to close out and we're going to get some question and answers. Okay, what's that, brother?
Okay, this last point you were just going, I'm trying to follow. You said that these other beings from elsewhere,
yeah,
they're coming here abducting white people.
Yeah.
Rise up on the earth plane.
Now, no, some of them implanting their babies, their children, or their seeds, and impregnating them so they can be on the earth plane. You see what I'm saying? Well, they're not really interested in the white people. They just want to be here because they can get lifted up. There's a lot of juice and a cosmic juice that can happen at this particular time. A lot of people are trying to get here in the other parts of the universe. And they say, man, this place here is full of different type of people. And I know I saw one of the brothers, and I believe he was from Syria. And like I said, it was a brother, but he looked like us. He had a fade, and he was black and everything. But inside, in his eyes, what I saw, they were a little bit back in the socket. And they say you can tell. Now the white boys always can tell the aliens. They say because the simple fact, they say when they come in, they ask them a certain questions that most people will know. You see, number one, most of the aliens gonna come in, they're gonna speak with an English accent, so they ain't gonna come in from no other country. So they're gonna ask them a certain amount of things that people know. And they say that so the aliens, they evade the issues of some kind of way. They don't say certain simple things or certain things, you know, even by credit cards, any kind of thing pertaining to the business that they're trying to do in the store. They know that they're aliens. But I was up in Avalon, and I actually saw this particular person. I didn't believe it at first when I went up, and I said, okay, cool, he an alien. I said, shoot. I said, what am I talking about? Black people. I said, what am I talking about? Am I crazy? So I got to the front door so I can meet this brother, so I can rap to him. And by that time, the white man came up and started talking to me, and I'm trying to get him from around me so I can rap with his brother. And at that time, when we talked for a little while, after a while I looked, the brother was going out of the store. Well, I'm at the front door, and he damn sure didn't come through me. And they don't have no back door. So how did he get out of there? You see. So now there's Project Lift Up also, too, that's going on with all this particular part. A lot of the things that's coming, I say that a lot of brothers don't come to this planet for the simple fact that they know that there's enough of their cousins here, us. But then again, I can't say that either, because if they're black people, who am I to say? You know what I mean? They look just like you and I. There could be millions of them. I don't know. Just a person I don't know. So, you know. But they're all around. Remember, Honorable Elijah Muhammad said in his book there's going to be an angel on each corner. And these angels are here now. And always look for the strange ones around you, too. Because I met a brother in Detroit. He gave me piles of stuff on Sirius. Piles of stuff. And the brother came to the thing, man, and there was a book I was looking for. It was out of print. And he located that book and found that book and Xeroxed me a copy of the book and everything. Man, the brother hooked me up. But this brother had a big-ass afro. I said, well, that's cool. You know, Ice Cube and them wearing that thing back in style. But what I didn't know is this brother had worn his afro from the 1970s through the 80s, through the part of the 90s. I said, yeah, you a weird black man now. I said, you had to catch a lot of ridicule behind that mother. He said, I still catch it today. And he had a big old fro, too, one of them Ricky Silvers type deal, you know. So now the key is, but it's always the ones that's the strangest ones around us. Anybody that's a pillar of the society, run from them. Them the ones that's the most insane. The ones that can't fit in, everybody think is strange, everybody think is a nerd, everybody think is stupid, them the ones to run to. This brother gave me all kinds of stuff, you know. Gave me all kinds of stuff and all. Big old brother with a fro. You know, like that, you know. With a fro and all, man. So that's the kind of stuff I'm talking about and all. So we don't know. What's that? Go ahead.
When you talking about pan, you describing what the symbols on pan.
Yeah.
You also said it was half goat. What's the half goat represent?
The half goat also represents, well, it also represents, the goat is also a form of the lamb, which is also a form of the Christ. Also, the goat and the ass, the donkey, is in the same similarity. And remember, the Jews venerated the ass. And they got that from, because Soot Typhon was also in the form of an ass, a donkey, and the whole 9 yards. So that is just the Greek counterpart of Soot, which it used to be a donkey, the ass, they put it into a goat, and the whole 9 yards. But he does have this, he has all of the signs on him. You see? He has all of the signs on him. You see? And believe me, like I said too, I just got a problem with, if the white man is worried about a devil or a Satan, and he's worried about that much hell is this Satan giving us, then that's the Satan I'm going for. You know what I'm saying? And his God is our devil, as a matter of fact. That's the reason why you don't need to go back in them churches. Because most of them haven't even made the attempt to take the white Jesus Christ off them churches in the whole 9 yards. So that particular Pan, but the Greek god Pan, once you study the science, and there's a good book to give you all of the mythology broken down into science. They deal with the Chinese calendar, and the Chinese science, they go back to the dog star. They deal with the Dogon. They deal with the Greek with Pan, and all that based on Sirius. And the book is called Hamlet's Mill is the name of that book. And it's talking about the ancient man's science. Mythology is actually physics and science. And that's how they taught the people. So when you learn it all in that book, they tell you, it says the great Pan is dead, which meant the paganism was dead. And pagan means the people. That's what pagan means. It means the people. And then they say great Pan is represented as Sirius, the dog star, which is the same thing in the Holy Quran in the Book of the Dead. So we ain't talking about but one God who knew good and evil. God is evil too. God will kill you. We are gods and we can kill too. That's why they say watch what you think and say to other people. That's one of the reasons why Thunderdog wants you to hit all the people you got mad with a bolt of lightning. Because as you go up in your vibratory rate change, you can actually hurt those people by your thoughts. You see what I'm saying? So you got to do a bolt of lightning, and the more you go up in spirituality, the more you're going to be tested. So therefore, more people are going to make you mad. And that's an initiation for yourself. You see, initiation for yourself. And all. But if you look at the devil, they'll show you the devil in the tarot cards. And if you get the Alistair Crowley tarot cards, and that devil is called the Baphomet, or the Baphomet, which also means the Knights Templar was the form of the god Pan that they said was the Baphomet, who is the original god. The god of the perfect black. That's why doggone, what's the name, when they were saying that, remember, he studies the secret society. Bill Cooper. And that's why Bill Cooper started calling Osiris the devil. But the devil is the god of the perfect black, which is the indication of melanin, so he was right. That's his devil. That's our God. That's why they call him the devil. They said in Lucifer. Lucifer means light bringer. Just turn all the stuff back around because all of the science go back. But the whole key of this whole thing is, I know you see a black man up here telling you in the late hour some stuff about Lucifer and the devil, and you scared. But the whole key to this whole thing is the brother who would say, if you're going to take on the responsibility of getting down, you can't be scared of nothing. You got to wipe that fear out. Because fear, it comes from ignorance. And ignorance is the true sin. There's no such thing as a sin. You can't be born in no doggone sin. And like I said before, okay, we say God or Osiris or whoever going to be the judge. I go stepping up. They say, Bobby, you did this on the earth plane, you did that, you did this and did that. Remember you was in South Carolina, you did, remember in Atlanta, you did this, and you go into hell. Even if there's a hell, let's see, we're going to put a little story right now going on. I said, well, you know what? You can't judge me for that. I said, why? Because I stand before you in an African vessel or an ancient black man's vessel. But when I was doing those things, I was hitting the head and didn't even know who I was. As a matter of fact, I was born in a world not even knowing who the hell I was. So how can I be charged by something when I was a dead man? So ain't no damn thing about no sin. You know what I'm saying? And if they talk about a hell or a hell, send me to that place. That's got to be a retreat from this place. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? So it ain't no such thing as you can't be born. No, sin is ignorance. And the ultimate sin on the earth is to be born in a world, a rat thinking you a cat or a cat thinking you a rat, which we are the only people on the earth plane that have suffered total brain amnesia. So therefore, that's the doggone sin. We live in the sin in ignorance. And remember in Egypt, ignorance is evil. The day you don't learn something is the day that you don't live. And every day you live, you're supposed to learn something. And say he is ignorant, so teach him. That is the ultimate sin. So your fears about this devil and all this spook, that stuff is coming from the ignorance. And the white man know you being ignorant, he give you more of that stuff. That's why they got you in the church. See, that's the key about the church. Because one of the Christians will tell you, I don't see none of them other religions talking about hell like that. That's why I don't mess with them. I said, no, quite the contrary. You don't supposed to be in that one because that one is harping on hell the most and got you scared. That's why the white man built them doggone churches, to teach you of a spooked out devil, to be scared of your own self, which your black people live up under the ground, which is his devil. He calls the devil. He's right, he calls it the devil. He said that's the devil live up under the ground. Go get the book, Richard Hinckley Allen's book, Star Names, Their Allure and Their Meanings, and read on all the stuff on Sirius in the book. Where the Africans say, woo, and the Greeks used to say heaven is hot. Heaven is hot. The equator was known as hell to the white man, which was the heat of the equator, which was hot. which was his hell. But black people strive from that. Heaven is hot. Because Sirius in the dog star months used to come and it was so hot, it would melt. They say it would melt the earth in a mythological sense. Say hell was hot. The devil up under the ground is his doggone devil. That's Sephthanis, which is soot, which is another form of him up under the ground. That's Osiris in the Amenta. Osiris being the black god wrapped in the mummy bandages in the Amenta that's going to rise back up as his son Heru, which is the white man devil. Harpar, which is the silent self, which is the dwarf god, which is the white man's devil, which Awaf, being the minister that is called a solar hermetic Lucifer, which is God. That's his devil. So we got to stop being scared, because believe me, can't no more happen to you than what done happened. And right now, we got to get out of this other mood. I'm going to let you, but we want to get some other people right quick. I'll get right back to you. One thing we got to get out of this other mood, too. We want to save all black people. Even the most worst ones, even the most Uncle Toms, we got to do this. We want to save all black people. So right now, I think the whole thing about, I say, yeah, them brothers, they're going to get his. But that's defeating the purpose. We're the gods. And if we say we want to save all black people, that black person there, he probably was, he could have been Imhotep in another life. He's just up in the Senate selling out the black people in this life because he hit in the head. But he's a dead person. You can't blame a dead person. You see what I'm saying? He's already dead. So when we wake him up, he go, well, I'm sorry, I know I did a lot of sellout stuff, but I was a dead man then. Even when I thought I was conscious, if I was still selling out, you still dead. Because ain't no way in the devil you can know this kind of knowledge to the supreme utmost and still be a dog under the white man. You still got to be some part of dead. And just because we get into a certain knowledge of self still don't make us undead. We still got dead people in the conscious community. So some other questions? Okay, okay, I get you. Yeah. I can't hardly hear you. You saying that's why they... Yeah, but that's still underground on a physical level. That's physical underground. There's a whole other dimension of spiritual underground that they can't even get to because their thoughts ain't right and they can't even enter. You see, their thoughts ain't right. You can't even go in that dimension without a pure mind, without a righteous mind. You see, that book, there's a lot of crazy stuff in that book, but it's still one of the subterranean worlds. That black book by Mako or something is one of the best books where they talk about that white guy who actually went down and they closed this stuff up in his torso and told him to listen. They closed him up, and the other ambulance was coming to dig him out. But they told him before he was going up, they say, don't tell what you saw until a certain time. And they closed him in just to put him under the test. And he just and they was trying to dig him out, and he was just up there, and this part was covered, and he just couldn't help it. And he said, man, let me tell you what went on. And they just closed him on in and killed him. You see, and that's the part that happened in Kentucky and all that too. But they got a part in there called the blue black people. Now they got all these other little things about these different things, but they got all these monsters and stuff also in there too. Those monsters, like Deborah Bless said, is going to come up, and those are the people going to take care of the sea people, and there's going to be all kinds of stuff going on. Also in Jeremiah's book, Natural Genesis, they talk about when they was building Alexandria Alexander the Great, or Alexander the Awful was building the city of Alexandria. He couldn't first get it built because these two big monsters used to come up out of the sea and tear it down every night. But the Kemites, knowing prophecy, knowing that certain things had to go and certain things had to get on their way, just like the Moors knew that they had to go and teach the beast. That's why they had to give him this stuff. Certain things, so they put 2 slabs of hieroglyphic slabs under there, and the monsters didn't come back. But they understood. It's the same thing like saying about the Moors. People say, why did the Moors build 16 universities and give them that? It was prophetic. They said, look, you created the beast, and if we want to dealing with alchemy, which is the metaphysical thing, dealing with the temple of Seti I, and even if you didn't, you let him stay over there in barbarism so long without uplifting him. So he's intergenetically tied to you, and you got to do something about him. You got to try your best to raise him up. So they had a spiritual manifestation that they had to raise up the beast. And the Moors was the second leg to take on that, because the Egyptians did it first, the Kemites, which was none other than the Moors. To Moor mean Lord of the earth. So the first phase of the Moors tried to do that in Kemet when they raised them up. And, the Greeks got that little bit of stuff out and misinterpreted a lot of it. And then, they closed the temple of Philae and they went into a dark age. And then the Moors had to come back up when they later went to Spain and they had to raise them up. You see? And they had to give them masonry and spiritual alchemy to raise them up spiritually to make souls for the 20% that didn't have souls. Just unfortunately, 85% failure rate sent up to now, up to 1993. But we had to do a certain job. So they all right when the Moors said, well, you know, we don't look on it as the same way, but the simple fact that they knew based on their teachings they had to raise that beast up. Because we are a humane people. You see what I'm saying? And we will never really truly be racist. Never will. You know what I'm saying? Never were, never will be. That's not our nature. You see what I'm saying? So I'm not saying hate the white man. We're trying to understand the beast. Now, I understand a dog running around here, and I know what his limitations, and I know what a dog gonna do. But it's the same thing with the white man. I don't have to hate him because hating is a whole different thing, but I understand him. And far be it from me, I'm telling you this, and you see the shit I talk about him. You see. So that was the type of stuff. Now, you were saying something else? Oh, yeah, about the blue black men. So the blue black men sent on, it says another book, what's the name, talk about the blue black men from Sirius in his page 380 or something, in Secrets of the Mexican Pyramids by Peter Tompkins. He talk about that. And when you see those men from India and you see that blue black, those people from India, that's the actual, and you see that light blue person, they're actually showing you that one time these people was blue black, Moors, Lord of the Earth, that they just lighten up now, but they're still showing you the indication that these were black people. And there wasn't no spooked out guards that come down in no light blue stuff. You know, looking like some Carolina Tar Heels or some kind of stuff. They was black people in the whole 9 yards. What's that, brother? Well, number one, Friday the 13th was my queen's birthday, but you know, 13 is also a number of Sirius, which you will get in. There's some more science built on 13 being the numbers in Sirius in that book called Hamlet's Mill. And again, in that is also a number from Sirius. It's the black man's lucky number. It's the white man's unlucky number. You see, it's the white man's unlucky number. 13 is a very spiritual number. You see, all the numbers are infinite with black man. So, you know, 13 was the number of Sirius, and also Jeremiah says Sirius was known to the Masonic people as a star of retribution. Say that's a star that we're going to get our retribution one day, because they automatically knew that the black people was around that star. So, I don't know Friday, you know, I'm quite sure Friday the 13th, I don't know what the whole deal is, but I do know the number 13 is a lucky number for us and an unlucky number for him, because he ain't never put his elevators in his buildings ain't no 13. Ain't none of his floors a 13th floor. And none of the elevators don't go on no floor like that, because there ain't no 13th floor on none of them buildings. You see. So that's some things that went on too. Now, I'll get you, brother. Go ahead. What's that?
Where they get the melatonin?
People say that. Remember now, melatonin, that's not the all melatonin, because the melatonin, some melatonin possess memory. Now, I told you how they got the Ramesses body, and they pulled that then they got a book out on this, and I don't know what happened. I think I hid the doggone book in the cracker store, and I was going back, and some cracker went and got it, but it's still in print. It's how they take that cell out of Ramesses' cell and to give his whole life story and other life story behind that, because it possessed memory, and the white man done got this stuff. They're talking about this other melanin. They know that melanin is based on a certain amount of chemicals too, amino acids. You know, Carol Bourne tell you about the amino acids and the different things that go in there. So all they do is they just took certain chemicals that they can produce outside of the body, you know, based on natural chemicals, natural vitamins and herbs, and they put that together, and it's the closest compound of what they call melatonin. So that's still good for us. Like I said, I took it, man, and I was like, man, dreams galore. You know, and they got, you know, they got one that's like it tastes like Tums. You put it under your tongue, it gets to the bloodstream fast. And all, but you know, they say take them at night, but black people take them all. I'll take them all day, and they, you know, we're hooked up. But now, but you know, but at night, we can get them dreams. And you know how that whole thing is with them dreams and them numbers on that lottery and that whole 9 yards and stuff like that also too. Also, if you get the book, the Aleister Crowley books, the Kabbalistic Writing 777, which give you the breakdown of all the gods and give you all the numbers. And once you break down your numbers and look at that corresponding, you say, oh, that's the God I am. You can do it in that book. That's a smooth book. And that book, 777, all the white people buy it up. In that book, they got a whole 15 pages on up with all these numbers. that add up. It's just numbers. This page is full of numbers. And you can take them pages and use them for the lottery. You know, if you into that thing, you know what I'm saying, you know, but, you know, why not, you know, whatever. I mean, but we do know the lottery thing is fixed too, because they know that those numbers come from Dutch Schultz, took over the lottery that was started in Harlem, and then we getting them numbers out of the universe off their cosmic records in our mind. That's why you see on the commercial, you see the numbers floating through the universe. That's because they're showing you that the numbers are cosmic. They're coming off their cosmic records. You see. So now what they do with that lottery now, they know one thing too. They know that black people play the lottery on the weekdays. They be packed up in the store. You can't even get no food. Somebody standing up in line, you know, with the doggone lottery ticket. Make you mad. But they know that they get the real deal stuff where they really put the winnings on the weekend. That's when white people play on the big cash. So now they fix a lot of those lotteries on the weekdays, so what they do is, even though sometimes you can have that little breakthrough, what they do is they understand that black people have a certain amount of things for numbers. They understand the whole history behind it. They understand that we started all of that. They understand who we are. So what they do is, they got stores designated in the black community, and they mash a button. They say, let me see how many numbers is coming out of the black community the same. If they know the black people have been playing this number so-and-so, 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 what they'll do is, they'll take those balls, and they'll put some type of, on the numbers, they'll put a weight, a lead paint like a weight on them numbers. And two of them numbers, and they got a bunch of numbers that's coming from the black community. Two of them numbers will play, just like the black people say, because they got it in their dreams. That other number will be weighted down, and it'll pop up another number. A lot of black people say they have seen it done that way tons of times, right here in this Georgia lottery. They got that number, and they get two of them, and then the other ball will come up. They're fixing that lottery for that thing on the weekdays, so in actuality, black people are playing for these big lotto things that the white people catching on the weekends, you see. So, but that book, the Kabbalistic Breakdown, gives you all the breakdowns of all the numbers. And also, too, it also gives you the breakdown of the Holy Kabbalah in the front of the book. And once they break it down, you take that and take a picture of the melanin cells and put it together, and it'll show you that the breakdown of the Holy Kabbalah is also the breakdown of the number of the black man, which is black man and woman. Which in the book, The Mysteries of the Kabbalah, they tell you, they say that the devil, Satan, is the ultimate breakdown of the Holy Kabbalah. So right there they tell you. But right in Alistair Crowley's book, he show you, he say this is the great works. And he show you the picture of the actual breakdown of the numbers. He show the numbers, and you look at the melanin thing, it's the same damn thing. Which is nothing but the other 10 DNA strands, you see. So those, you know, give me another question. Yeah, what's that, sister? With the altar, something wooden, to put it on, yellow cloth, you know, something natural, linen or cotton, no polyester, no two sisters, Polly and Esther, you know, none of that gabardine or that double knit, you know, a yellow and blue candle, 7-day candles mostly, some kind of grain, get you some corn, some popcorn, if you can get the corn, the hard one on the kernel, that'll be good, because you don't want that to rot. Now that you want to get some shucks and just put them up there each day, you can do that. You know, or you get the popcorn, you can get you some sunflower seeds or some kind of wheat, anything indigenous. Then anything, rice is not indigenous to here, is it? No, that'd be the Chinese. You know. All of them are native spirits, but then you take you some, you know, an ankh, some cowrie shells, anything African. Then whatever, and then after you put that, you can put anything personal you want on. You can put your Bible, your Quran, or whatever, or anything you want. Picture your grandmama or whatever. Put that personal. That's personal. And then you write out your list of Thunderdog, all the stuff you want, prosperity, all that, boom. And then burn them candles, man, and you hooked up. And believe in the stuff, you know. Don't just do it, say, you know how we do. We even do that in church. I'm doing this just in case, you know. I still say my Lord's Prayer and all this kind of stuff and holler to Jesus and stuff. Don't do that just in case, because they know you now. It's like Santa Claus. They know when you're bad and naughty and nice. You see, so it is the same thing, and all metaphysical in that too. You know. Okay, what's that, brother? Okay. You say what now? Being what? no, some of those aliens, see, Honorable Elijah Muhammad told you that some of the aliens are, there's different life form in the universe. But the black man is the one that lives around the central sun, and the central sun around Sirius is the central true father of the universe, so those are the gods of the universe. The man there ain't no God but man, woman, and there's the black man and the black woman. So now they are seeing those things. Some of those will do those particular works. This is serious. We are not on that. We got it all. We don't have to come down and do, so we're about the business of lifting up this thing on the God level. You see, on the God level and stuff like that, because we are the gods. So some of the people that are doing the work for the brotherhood are not the brothers from Sirius. They are these gray-looking people, the green-looking people, and all that. Now, a lot of things, I see a lot of black people, they get into this stuff, and they be talking junk about the grays. The grays ain't did a damn thing to black people. I don't care if they're killing up 1,000 white people, they are our friends. So therefore, we don't even need to talk bad about them, even if they are outcasts, the Orions, and that's just a part of the Orion, a little part. There's one called the Zothian Empire, which is down with the Syrian Empire, and they're down with the Syrian Empire, and they're all one connected, and they ready to take heads. You see, they're ready to take heads and lock these mutants down in the whole 9 yards. So some of the green things they see, they are actually green men. Based on things, they are actually other life forms. But the black man is the prototype of God. The black man and woman is the prototype of God in the universe. You see. What's that, brother? You had a question? Okay, what's that? Yeah. Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. What'd she get? Were they giving her some money too? They wasn't paying her back either? Mm. Yeah. Well, see, what's happening is there's a constant records. Once you get further in your spiritual manifestation of what you're doing, you're going to find out that you're going to start seeing numbers too. Some people just see these numbers just going up. That's their cosmic records. There's whole libraries in space. And space is not necessarily up. Space is all around you. It depends on what dimension in your mind you're into. Space is actually a doorway within your mind. Sometimes we think of up, but it's not just up. The ships could be very well right here, but we're in another dimension. It's just like the dead people, they are here now. When we call our ancestors, we're actually calling your parents to come in. My grandmother is here. You see what I'm saying? And if I was just in another dimension, I could see her, and that's what psychics do. They actually can see into another dimension, which is nothing. The dimension is nothing but a doorway in their mind that is opened up, that never was closed, because most babies are born psychic. But through this hard stuff, the stuff closed down. But that's a natural thing, what we used to be as black people when we was gods ruling at the time when we were gods. So this is just another dimension. That's why they say when you raise the Kundalini energy, all of the imitation world or the fake world disappears, and the real world begins. The illusionary world disappears. This is the illusionary world. You see, it's all an illusion. So so that is right. She's seeing the Akashic records and all. Somebody have some other questions? Okay, I'm gonna get you, then I'll get you. What's that?
Do you have recommendations for literature on decoding things?
Well, there's so many dream books. You can go to Black Media. They got tons of them up there. They even got a dream dictionary where you just, any little thing you got, you dream of an ink pen, you got it in the dictionary, break it down. White people done studied all of that.
Do you have one to recommend?
I really haven't stuff because I've been a bad dreamer, so you see what happened with me was, what had been happening with me was, and I was all upset because I was the one that got all this knowledge, but a lot of spiritual things, now I can feel the spiritual stuff, the current comes on me. But as far as seeing things, psychic ability, I couldn't get it, and I still hadn't been able to get it as much, and then it came down the tubes, but I channel the energy. I channel the energy because they got me doing through another way. So what they do is when I go in these books, I don't read all these books. I got tons of books. I go in the books and it just tells, oop, there it is. You see, like that. And I was thinking before that it was me. But when I first got in touch with Melchizedek, they said, oh, you've been channeling the whole time. How you think you got all that knowledge? I said, but I've been reading it. They said, we've been showing you what to read. When I go in the books, though, they were showing me what to get. So Metatron works through the mental part. Most of the men work through mental things. See, like I said about that breakdown, most men think that women are dumb because the man thinks he can use his mind and say, you stupid, you can't use your mind. What he doesn't understand is this. He has tapped into the left brain analytical part. That's his nature. And she is tapped into the feeling, the spiritual and emotional side of the right brain. So they said what women thinking is female intuition is actually psychic phenomenon. And what they thinking is, so they say in this particular cycle, which is this Siggy ceremony just came in, they say the women are going to become more psychic. They're going to get through most of their stuff through more psychic visions, and the men going to get through theirs more through thoughts and intellectual things. But the ultimate thing is to balance that in, where you become both analytical and spiritual, both women and men. You see both women and men and stuff like that and all. But so those are some things that's actually happening. But your dreams and stuff. There's several books on dreams. You can get. Some other questions? Okay, what's that, brother?
There is another sister here in town,
Mm-hmm.
and she has said some of the same things you have about Armageddon at the end.
Mm-hmm.
And other people like her, they say we need to prepare, we need to ration, we need to save our food.
Yeah.
All those kinds of things. And I don't know if you comment on that.
Well, my thing is it wouldn't hurt to do those things, but then again, food run out, water run out. I'm saying, I'm not, me personally, spiritually, every time I hear the stuff about stockpiling, spiritually, I can only go by the spirit. Spiritually, I'm not drawn to that because I know that if that's all we had to do, then all the white man got to do is wait for this stuff to run out. See what I'm saying? He would have started the war before. But we do know that the white man is putting the hormones in the animal hormones now in the vegetables, because he know when you become vegetarian, your vibratory rate grows. So he want to put the animal hormones in the vegetables now so he can keep you on that low level just like it was by being eating meat. Now I heard that the woman told me that, what's that? Yeah, the weeds, there's a certain amount of grass and stuff that you can eat and certain amount of things out here that grow as good food that grow right out here wild. So stockpiling, I mean, there's certain things you can eat, you know what I'm saying? But like I said, man, anybody ever, one reason why it's good to go on a fast for a week or a month or 2 months or whatever is because if you can go through a fast and only drink some water or some juice, when hell break down and you ain't got no food, you be like, hey, ain't nothing but another day. If I can just get some liquid, I'll be good to go. That's one of the main reasons we're going. If you ever went on a fast, you know what I'm talking about. You don't need no food. And the first time when you go on for the first day, man, you are paranoid. Oh, Lord, I am ate. And then, and it's funny, and it's all in the mind, because sometimes you be doing work, and it be 9 o'clock, you say, I ate nothing all day. That's a fast. You see? So when you say going on a fast, that's why it's key to go on a fast. One of the reasons why a lot of my stuff rose because when I was on that fast, I cleaned out. It's not enough to clean out with colon cleanser, but on that fast, after that week, all kind of stuff start coming off the walls that you ain't never seen before. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? You might see some cats and dogs up in there or whatever. So the fast is good and all, and that's a way to prevent all that too. But I'm like you, my point is this really. I'm saying, I don't know about you, but we're going to get the physical jump on his ass before we get it on us. I'm saying ain't going to be no New World Order. Ain't going to be none of that. And if it does come that way where he get rid of the money, and you saw the new money that they printed, what was this money? Emiola brought it to our attention. He has Xerox copies down at Black Media where they got the new money that they printed in USA Today. My point is the only reason it is the stuff, because the only thing that we are not liberating ourselves, like I say time and time again, because we worried about the cash. So once the money is gone, everything gonna be beautiful. Now these are 2 points that I gotta say. I got to give the nation. I ain't talking about nobody and what they're doing. We all messing up. Whatever. Let me tell you about the nation. And it got to me the other day. There's a brother that I used to see for the last 5 years. When I see that brother, I go the other way because I know he coming to harass me. He coming to harass me to either beg for something or he coming to say something crazy. But the other day I saw the brother coming and I said, oh, Lord. I said, man, I'm going to go the other way. I don't want to deal with this brother. But I noticed the brother was on a suit. Then the brother pulled out a bean pie and some papers. And man, it got to me. I said, now look, you got to look at the magnitude of this. This is a lost soul out here. Now the brother, he's still kind of crazy, but the brother now is found. The brother knows the teachings, and he's doing something like that. So man, if the Nation of Islam don't do nothing else, that's enough right there. You know what I'm saying? That's enough right. They don't do nothing else. Just to get one of the most hideous people I know and put a paper in his hand and give him the knowledge that this beast is what's happening, shit, that's on it. That's beautiful. So that's that. So I forgot the other thing I was going to say, but it'll come back to me. But that's some beautiful stuff. What's that, brother?
Another thing that's going on now besides the money, I was just reading the other day that they're going to try to slip in something through the postal service where you have to have a postal ID card to do anything with the federal government. They got 100 million of them ready to go.
They got all kinds of stuff like that. Now they got this new black credit card. You don't have to have no credit, bad credit, all this here. Black credit card, this means power. You don't own a bank yet. The finance nothing, but this means power. And they're giving them out. But now my key is this. I'm going to tell you this. You got a credit card, go run that baby up right now. Because the money gone. I'm going to tell you right now. Now is the time to run it up and get all the stuff that you want to enjoy. Get it. My sister, my queen, she went in, they gave her one from Ann Taylor. She went up in there and said, oh, that's a $1,000 outfit. Yeah, I want it. Just got shoes, got all the stuff, and ran the thing up. Now, this is the person that she walked there. She had a brand new card. She walked in there that day. And that day when she left out, she was already over the limit. In one day. Hey, run them babies up, man, because look here. Bad credit. Man, you crazy to get your credit straight and all this stuff to get ready to go. So now, look, go and buy them cars and all that stuff. Go, do it. I ain't lived on no Social Security in 5 years. I know doggone well. Man, you let that cracker give me a credit card. Or any kind of credit. I'm going straight to the bank. As a matter of fact, I keep forgetting, but on Monday, I'm going to go and apply for me a Visa, a Master, all that. I'm going to apply for all that. I'm going to run them shits up. What's that, brother? Mm-hmm. Cash money order, yeah. All your goods is you put that up there, you don't have to pay nothing at all. And black media is dealing with that and the whole 9 yards and the whole thing and stuff, you know. But now also another thing too. Now black media and Sister and them been gracious to give people the science on this, and the people rushing, put their stuff in. Then the government come back and they give them what is called a boo letter. They scare them up a little bit, and they get scared. Some of the people get out of it. Don't get scared. Go with it. If God be for you, who be against you? You know what I'm saying? Man, we got the power to do it all now. And they came to us, and in the middle, when we got back in the middle of the week, when we got back off the mounds, Thunderdog came. He told her, he said, start rejoicing. Start rejoicing. Now, you know that's a good signal when God in person tells black people to start rejoicing. He's talking about the ones on the frequency. Because the difference between heaven and hell is a mind thing. Take this, my roommate said, man, we are struggling. I said, I ain't struggling. But see, he want all this big Lamborghini and all this big fabulous home and all that stuff. I said, I don't even want them things. I said, so I'm not struggling. I said, man, ain't nothing beautiful in this knowledge and stuff. And he the kind of ignoramus. I came and put stolen legacy. I gave him something. I said, I came and put stolen legacy on his bed. So he read this, but I'm trying to get him into consciousness. He done took the book and put it back on my shelf an hour later. But yet this nigga go down and buy Bill Walton's new book, 250 pages, and read it in one night. I say, man, really, somebody just need to just take a gun and go in the room and shoot you and put it in your hand and say he just killed himself. Because what's the use? Just take him out in the field and shoot him, man. Because, I mean, this is a bunch of dead energy. But that's the brother dead, so I have to send the brother the ray of light to lift him up, you know, ray of light to lift him up. And everything is, man, is you know what this damn fool said? Now this is the ultimate. I got to say this on film. He said when the mothership come, he said, I don't care if the mothership come, as long as they got ACC basketball on that motherfucker. I ain't lying. He sure did. And I said, now that's the, he said, I don't care if the mothership come, as long as they got ACC basketball on, I'll be all right. Food. And that's just the iceberg of the stuff, you see. So, yeah, okay, you know about the eclipse that some of the one that just went on? Well, that was just a day of energy. Now, they got a lunar one also, too. So that's a day, man, we did a serious, it was some serious energy, because I did a serious invocation. And like I said, too, do them, like I told them invocations, do them every morning and do them every night. If you can't call out all the gods, if you just go and just get your glass of water and go from gods unknown and known, mainly if you got a plant or just a bucket of water, do that every night. And also, too, if you, like I told the people before, if you got some, if you, and I have yet to do this because I'm so doggone greedy, I'll start eating before I even think about it. If you get some food, but then again, I don't cook no large meals, too, so. If you're cooking some food, and you know you're going to have some left over, don't give the leftover to the ancestors. Fix them a plate first and put it aside. Give them some food to eat, and then you eat your food. Because they don't like no food. They don't want no flowers. They got a whole earth full of flowers. They want the food that you prepared. You remember now, because these are the same souls that used to be down here. So they want the food that you went to prepared. So feed them gods, too, and give them some water. You see, they like food and they like water. But I give them that water every morning now. Or either some juice or something, you know, or whatever. You know, do it the way you got to do it or what you can afford. But feed them ancestors every day. Every day. Feed them every day. Feed them and give them that water. If you can't feed them, you at least supposed to give them water every day. And that's the blessings and that's your protection, too. What's that?
How many people fail for not looking at it?
Huh, what'd you say?
How many people, the white boy said, don't look at it when they die? You could.
Yeah, that's true, too. That's true, yeah, I heard, yeah.
You can look at it. They can.
It's just like you can look at that sun, and if you look at it long enough, you'll see a black dot in the middle. You know, and a black dot in the middle. And so, what's that, brother? No, it doesn't. The sun is a reflection of a greater sun from Sirius. Our sun is but a sun that's a reflection of a greater sun. That's why when you go outside of this atmosphere, it's black in space, and you don't even see the sun. Like I told my mom, I said, it would seem to me, the closer you go to the sun, the lighter it'll get. Why is it black in space? But what you're seeing is the sun is actually a black sun, and the reflection of it is getting from Sirius, lights up under your atmosphere, and you're looking at what it actually lights up your atmosphere, and that round circle of where the sun is lighting up your atmosphere. That's what you're seeing. You know, the electromagnetic force field of that sun. But that sun is black in space.
All right, when the Bible talks about signs in the sky,
yeah.
What
Well, the signs in the sky is them straight up spaceships that's out there every night. Sister here, who all see the spaceships? Everybody been seeing it. That's the signs in the sky. The signs in the sky is what you think is stars. You see little green and red and orange and all that stuff, and they're lower than the stars. You look, the stars are way up there. These things are sitting right up in the sky, and they ain't too far away. Those are spaceships. They're spaceships, and they're monitoring us, and they know the people who know who they are. And once you recognize them spaceships and look at them every night, you automatically protected from the brotherhood. That's it. That's your protection. What's that?
I was just going to say that one way you can find out is like you see the moon situated at a certain fixed area, you know, everything over from east to west. You'll see the moon here with stars, then just fix yourself on a certain star. And they say star ship. You'll see the moon moving over here, those stars, you still see that.
Yeah. Everything is supposed to go like this. As the moon, and the stars, they all go in one rotation the whole night. Them things are, and now they got some that the Melchizedek told me. They said that I said, because I used to see one. They used to come up and it would turn red and disappear around 9 o'clock. I said, man, what's that? He said, no, that's one that used to come up and it does a shift, and then it takes its shift and it rotates, and another one comes on and get on post. He said, so they come on shifts too. So I used to see too, and man, some nights, man, you can see 6 and 7 of them. They're all over. So them are signs in the sky, you know. Some other questions? Any other questions? What's that? Yeah. Well, it was in, I think it was in my man Timothy Good book that talks about the nuclear warheads. They had to get rid of them because the ships was melting them and messing them up. Well, not even that. When I did a lecture for the Nation of Islam in Memphis, I did that lecture, and I came, and when I was in Memphis, while I was in Memphis, Bill Clinton came on the TV and said that we trying to buy the nuclear parts from Russia because we got to repair ours because the stuff is messed up in them. But you got to repair something that you never used before. Huh? Yeah.
On the commercial, talking about contributing to some space project. Did you check that out? What is the problem?
Right. Yeah. We ain't contributing nothing. Tell them we got our government and we got our spaceships. You know, what's that? You got somebody pregnant now? Or do you want to? Okay, let me tell you some things that Thunderdog said. Thunderdog gave us a passage in the Bible. Did I bring them passages? What's that passage? Where it says that times are going to be particularly hard for women with newborn babies and women in labor. They told us that if you do put that thing up, at least put it off about a year or two. But if you do, I don't think worry about it. Why? Because the reason why they said that was not about the babies being precious. It's just that the sister, once she has the baby, she's overly protected, and there's spiritual things that she need to be doing, and she worrying about a baby that is actually a God that reincarnated on the airplane. The baby's already hooked up. They are killers, they are psychics, and they are gods. They don't need no help. So she's worrying about that, and she is vulnerable by not getting the juice herself. So that's the reason why they said that. So now if they're going to have a child, they say it's at this time, you know, you're supposed to cool out, but if you're going to have it, remember that the child is already protected. Just like one brother, I was at Delbert Blair, and I had a pretty little baby, and I kissed the baby, and he was like, don't touch it, don't touch it. I said, man, don't you know that baby is more immune up until 2 years old, that baby is more immune than you are? Don't touch me. I said, that baby is already hooked up. I don't care. I say, man, so the baby's already hooked up. You know what I'm saying? The baby's already hooked up. So, oh yeah, that's one good thing is the midwives. There's plenty of them out there. Even white people are going to midwives now. You know, plenty of them out because they sure enough killing the babies. And they sure enough going to be killing the babies. But not only that, any hospital right now is dangerous to you. Right. Right, you see, and all that. Any immunization and all that, stay away from that. Also, they're killing everybody in these hospitals. Another thing, too, about the skin cancer, because they died off from skin cancer, the sister Tamba Keeley, the sister that I went to go, spiritual sister, up in Jackson, Tennessee, her mother is in the school system. And they have already gave them these big posters and stuff to put up in the school, telling white people if they don't have melanin, to stay out of the sun, wear clothing, and all that stuff. They got it in the school system right now. So they got it. And I heard they got something. Is it breast cancer or skin cancer coming on? They got something, huh? They got some stuff. They got some movies out now about skin cancer coming on. The white man is moving. They got some movies out and coming on and stuff. Now, anybody saw the movie, it didn't turn out to be as good as it's supposed to be. But the movie, The Stand. But they were still telling you that the black woman was the embodiment of God and they had this white man as the devil. You see, so they're telling you all the stuff straight up. And what's the name talking about his reason for writing the stand? He know doggone well his reason for writing the stand. And he know that he tapped into the occult, and that's how he get all his ideas. You see, and all that too. What's that?
not be outside between the hours of morning and 3 o'clock.
That's the same thing was happening in Australia, and they're going to start dying off. And like I said before, number one, when we went on them Native American things, when we went on them, you talk about Elijah Muhammad, talk about them like a dog. The people in the spirit, when I was talking about the white man like a dog. And like I said, why could God put everything under the sun to flourish, and then they put him and he died? Another thing, too, to show you how devious this white man was. On the day that the Siggy ceremony, what's her name, Sister Joy and went down to Jackson, too, and the Sister Tamakile was down there. And when they went, they walked right into the battle. They went right in the middle of what was the time where the white man was killing them off at that time. It was an actual battle going on that day. And they was right in the middle, and Thunderdog came and said, you in the middle of a day that they killed our people off. And at the time when they had gone there, the men was already dead. And they was right in the middle of where the white man was raping the women. And some of the women was walking, she actually saw it, walking with their vaginas, just the meat just torn apart, and they're just hanging off of them, where they didn't rip them open. And then they ripped them open and they killed them all. And she just actually saw the bloody meat, their vaginas, all, and this women all split open. And the men was all dead at this time. And she said, and they grabbed Tamakila's mother's heart, and she thought she was having a heart attack. This Indian came and grabbed it, this guy. And he said, and it was so painful, she thought she was having a heart attack, and he let go, and he said, that's the pain that I want you to see what these people are going through at this particular time. Now, this is a part in history that is still occurring. And we got to redo all of that by killing this beast to get our people, and that's just the native over here. What you think about our people? Where they used to split black women in two and the baby fall out on the ground. They used to stomp the baby and stuff and take where they hitting them with the whip and all their skin peel off. Not no lashes, the whole back layer of their skin, and they throw salt on them. And then they take a cat and put on them and the cat claw into the flesh. Or they take a person and tie them up in a hole and put honey on them and the insects eat them all up. You know. And just think about all the people in the middle passes where the sharks the sharks already knew to follow the slowest ship. Because the slowest ship, they knew that they had a time limit to get them slaves back to England or America, or the slaves can go for cheaper. So they would throw some of the slaves off the ship to pick up speed. So the sharks already knew that there were so many bodies being dumped in the Atlantic, the sharks already knew to follow the slowest ship because there was going to be some food coming off. And them people are still going through that stuff right now because there's a vortex and there's time limits and they trapped because they didn't get proper burial. So we got to redo this. So right now, nobody don't tell me nothing about no doggone beast. I don't want to hear it because I'm going to tell you the truth. I've been talking this junk about the beast. And Melchizedek and the men coming to me, and I was thinking if Melchizedek is the Most High God, now the stuff that I done talked about the beast, I go in this store and steal their books and do all this kind of stuff here. And do all kind of stuff to them. And I say, well, if it's supposed to be righteous, if everybody, why is he still dealing with me? You see what I'm saying? That's what time it is. You know, that's what time it is. Because I ain't stealing nothing but what's mine. And these souls that we thinking, see, there's such thing as reincarnation and such thing as karma. The karma ain't on us because how can we have bad karma when we dead? We don't know who we are. It's not bad karma. You're a dead man. Got a lie in your head. Also, another thing I got to get down with, too, like I said, too. But there's a such thing as reincarnation. And some of them same people, and they reincarnate in 30 years because it's a lower material matter, so they can't go nowhere up there, so they got to come back on the earth plane. So some of the people we married to killed our mamas and daddies and was the biggest racist. One other thing, too, like I said, too, I said on the radio, but we want to document this on tape, too. And that is, they gave us something because they couldn't get the women, the whole 9 yards, but they didn't see a lot of women going to a high level, and they gave us something that they wanted to give the women. They gave them the number 9 and the number 4 and told the woman to decode it. 4 and 5, which comes up to the number 9. And Sister Tarsila, Sister Mayat, and a couple of people, we decoded it, and that particular number was the number 9 meant the number 9 hair. And what they were trying to say about the sisters is the number 9 hair, the sister is the only one on the planet that does not wear her hair. She got some kind of relaxer in it, which is relaxing the number 9 hair. So you can't say, I want to be God and I want to go back to God, and you're ashamed of the most perfect hair on the universe, a double helical structure, which is the DNA form in the hair and the melanin and the makeup of the universe on the spiral coil in the number 9. So what they were saying was that the sister got to get the relax out the hair because the simple fact that the number 9 hair is the most, is the hair that ain't nobody on the planet got. No, even no animals but the lamb, and the lamb is what? The Lamb of God, which is Jesus of the hair of lamb's wool. So the number 9 hair is the actual number. But it was another reason why they was giving the number 9 hair was based on an initiation for the black man. Because the reason why the black woman does things was based on, the reason why she does things is not based on her. She does things because she understands she lives in a patriarchal society and the white woman is the paradigm of the standard of beauty. And she understands that her man wants that woman with that long hair. That's why some sisters say, think about it, sister, I don't know if I can cut my hair. I may not never get no man. Because they psychologically know that the man wants that woman, he wants that white woman psychologically, because we all hit in the head. So the reason why they had to do the Madam C.J. Walker and up to they perfected that perm in the late 70s. Whereas now you can walk into a white woman beauty shop and she can do your hair. Before they used to couldn't do it. They said, get that barbed wire out the chair. You see, they couldn't do that. Because now your hair is not hair anymore. That is fur. Look at the animals. Look at every animal on the thing. They have fur. That's not hair. We're the only people got hair. And even if you got some black people where it come out the hair in a certain way, it's still a double helical structure. Even if it's long, even in Ethiopia, it's still a certain wave pattern to it. But, so they say, oh, well, the Napa hair ain't indigenous to all Africans. No, we ain't saying that. We're saying whatever yours come out the scalp, that's the way you wear it. Now, if yours come out the scalp straight, that's you cool with that. You understand? But mainly, it's the white woman is the paradigm, so they got to do it based on the black man as well as the black woman. So they say, in actuality, you are relaxing your antennas. Now, I already told you what they already said. Alan Biggers said it, as well as the white man that came to Spelman, the white dermatologist, where they was doing autopsies on black people. Listen to it. It's a black dermatologist. They were doing autopsies on black women. The white men were doing it. And they had to call this black dermatologist, and they said, well, what's wrong? They said, what's this stuff on black women's brains? They didn't know what it was, you see. They didn't get the code yet, that we was relaxing it that much to cause something to go through the surface. They didn't know what it was. They didn't think it was anything of a vanity or mundane reason, of a cosmetic reason. So they called him in, and he was too afraid, but he knew what it was. He said, I don't know. He said he was too ashamed to say what it was. When he got back to Spelman, he said what it was. He said it was that same relaxer they putting on the head is on the damn brain. You see? So now this is the kind of stuff that is on the brain. So we got to get that out because you got to unloosen your antennas to get this stuff on, because that's the cosmic antenna. And the more you do that, the more psychic you will be. You think you psychic now, you do that and stuff, you be on the mothership before you know it. You see, that as well as getting off the meat, you know all the whole 9 yards. Now, if you got to eat meat, I don't need to say it because, see, I go to the grocery store, there won't be no more left up in there and stuff. No, you got to eat meat. Now, these things, they got the only thing I see that they got negative in is a little egg white. But they got a thing called a griller, tastes better than any hamburger you ever eat. And the chicken, they got franks, they got the sausage. So now, you can get off the meat because they got all that, the things they call, what is it? Morning what? Morning Star, where they got the hamburgers, the Chick-fil-A's, the bacon, all of it vegetarian, all of it meatless. Bacon, the sausage. I said, now, I ain't never seen nobody make a piece of vegetable taste just like hog. Now, nigga or no nigga, you know that hog some good meat before you get off it. They know, Elijah Muhammad had to say you don't use that hog because he know that hog was some good meat. When you was on it, you know that hog. They got all that stuff, and white people is buying it up. Now, they got a Jolly Green Giant one, but it's weak. But that Morning Star, if you gotta eat it, go get that. You know what I'm saying? You go get that. Tastes better than any burger out here in the whole 9 yards and stuff. Huh? Any animal products. See, it's one thing, not healthy-wise, yes, some fresh fish fine. But metaphysical-wise, any dead animal flesh, it cuts down the vibratory rate. But even though you can do it, now they say once you become God, you can eat a damn dog if you want to. Once you get back to your God, you eat what you want. You see, partially why we started eating meat, because we hadn't fallen that far, so it didn't make no difference. Once you open the kundalini to raise it up, you can eat poison, it ain't gonna kill you. They shoot you with a bullet, it won't kill you. Go get the book Autobiography of a Yogi and find out all this stuff. that went on. What's that, brother? Huh? What? Oh, you talking about all the AIDS stuff? Oh, you know, man, AIDS thing, you can cure the AIDS thing. Go back and get, what's his name, take? Prozac, oh. Yeah, and all that, yeah. And the whole 9 yards. Yeah, you know, the whole 9 yards. But, you can, but as far as the AIDS thing, like I say, you can cure that through regular vitamins and a whole 9 yards. Or raise the kundalini, too, that'll kill it. And plus, Dr. what's his name, Johnny Moore gave the AIDS cure, and they had it on the tape. They got it down at Black Media now. Well, you know, the whole Qumran thing, that, you know, I don't know, that kind of like fell through after a while. I mean, everybody got, the nation got out of it. Barbara, what's her name, Barbara Justice? She got, you know, that kind of fell through. But you don't even need that. You get on the right diet. Let me show you how the AIDS virus works. The AIDS virus, what the AIDS virus does is this. You know, we know that the AIDS virus don't kill you. It's the other things that kill you, mainly the mucus. Other things that kill you. The AIDS virus, even though it cripples the immune system, it gets weaker. It just so happens that your immune system and something else kill you before it becomes totally weak. All you have to do, if you can, oh man, all you have to do is take the, keep your immune system up high with it, and sooner or later, it gets weaker and weaker and weaker, so it'll get a weakness to a point that your immune system automatically kill it. And you do that through vitamins and vegetarian and vitamins and a healthy diet. Because you know animals in the digestive system, the whole thing with the whole meat thing. You know, so those some things also too. You see, what you got left? Okay, huh? 10 minutes? Okay, well, we're gonna close it out, but any more questions? Give me some, what's that, sister? I don't know, I might be speaking here soon, I don't know. I got some other places in the whole 9 yards. Really, if you notice, yeah, next month we might have a conference. It might be me, Delbert Blair, and Brother Reverend Valentine. I tried to get Dawood down, but we're going to have a conference where it's going to be like the cosmic conference. It's going to be me, Delbert Blair, and the Brother Reverend Valentine. Some of you saw him on the Delbert Blair tape. If you notice one thing about me, I'm kind of winding down. See, the Spirit puts you in something for you to do a work. Then after you have said all you can say, that's why I go to other places. I don't come back to Atlanta because once they give you a cycle. And once you do that cycle, I'm good for 3, 4, 5 good more lectures on new stuff that you're going to get. This is the Spirit, because the cosmic stuff. And then they put me to it. They told me I supposed to have quit speaking in April the 4th. But the Indian on the mound said, well, you go ahead and keep up the good work with some things that do make some more of these. Because the stuff is on the videos. I done said all kinds of stuff. They're 4 and 5 hours long. You know what I'm saying? And the style is, and I've been basically giving a lot of solutions and telling you what's going on. I wasn't just discussing the problem. So it's based on all that and stuff. If you notice in a way, I'm getting, the juice is leaving on this level. I mean, I'm talking and all, and I know, but the juice, I think, is leaving on this level because I'm going to another level to do some things on another thing. Whereas what's happening is with black people, we ain't just going to talk about it. We're getting ready to do it. We're getting ready to do it. When I say I come and say you're on the frequency. Next time you're on the frequency, we're getting ready to have the extraterrestrial confederation going on. And you, the brothers and sisters, going to do this. So now, talk is secret. Like I told the white boy on the radio, I said, man, it ain't even about no talking. I don't have to beg you. We're going to straight up kick your ass. It's straight up. We ain't going to be doing it. We're going to do it. And that's bold stuff. That's how you going to do it. It's all on the spiritual plane. We're all going to get our orders. You don't have to worry about how you're going to do it. But by the grace of God go I, and if God be with you, who can be against you? So I don't have to strategize for no beast on how I'm going to do some stuff. When the Creator ready for us to do it, you're going to do it. Because you know what he told us? He told me, he said, look, he said, he said, you get off the path, you will perish. And he said, don't think you special because he's picking you to do things now. He said, all you are doing is it's your duty to do it because you are only doing what you agreed to do in another lifetime. All of you all agreed to come back in another lifetime. If you get a reading done, I bet you money. The reason why you sitting in here right now is because you agreed to come back to help your people. So it's not just a privilege, it is your duty. And for one who knows to fall off the path, you will surely perish, because ain't nothing out here. Ain't no more money you can make. Ain't no more thing. I mean, you think about it. It's just stupid, really. How can some white man who make cars give you a car and your self-esteem go up to say that I am this car? Or I am somebody based on I got a car that a white man got a machine to make. You ever thought about that whole money thing? The white man got a machine to print the money. And we buck dancing and stuff. That's why he say on They Live, go get the movie They Live. He say, this is your God. You see? That's right. It ain't, That's right. You see? So it ain't money. You know, so that's what the deal is. Is it off? Okay, so that's what the deal is. Any other questions and stuff? The conference, we haven't set it up yet. We're going to set it up. It's going to be me, Delbert Blair, and this brother Valentine, and we can get somebody else on the middle. Brother Otim, Hakeem Bey. It's going to be like 2 days. We're going to get all the brothers that's doing on this level of, you know, not more the historians, but one that's going to take it that ain't afraid, like they say, to talk about something on a high level. So we're going to get all that stuff and deal with it on that particular level. We're just setting it up in the whole 9 yards. Brother Otim, we're going to get our own people out of here. Anybody that want to come forth, you know, that know some stuff on another frequency. We want to deal with that on a frequency conference. We don't just want to sit up and have another thing on how bad we doing and give a philosophy like all these... Shake it, wake it, break it, make it, take it.